Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is December 8th, 2024, and Barcelona are set to appeal Hansi Flick's red card. Also, this player will be Barcelona's first signing during the winter transfer market. We're going to discuss who it is. And finally, Dani Rodriguez is back, and he is back with a bang. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm officially back home after 2 weeks from being away. Very excited to be back in my YouTube studio and very excited to be back to our regular daily schedule. That means tomorrow, Monday, December 9th, there will be a podcast, and I can't wait to see all of you there. Anyways, before we begin the news, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let's start with the news because, ladies and gentlemen, as you know by now, Barcelona lost. Well, they didn't lose. They drew to Real Betis 2-2. I did a post-match live analysis analyzing the match. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you check out the video on the channel. But during this draw, which felt like a loss, that's why I said loss, even though it was a draw. But during this draw, Real Betis were able to do something that 22 other teams have not. And that is that Real Betis is the only team to record 0 offsides against Barcelona. Again, the only team out of 22 teams had fallen in the offside trap of Barcelona. Real Betis were the only team who had 0 offsides. Of course, Real Madrid still being the team that had most fallen in Barcelona's offside trap. Now, speaking of this horrendous match against Real Betis, which again, I did review, so make sure to watch the match analysis. Hansi Flick received a red card after the referee called the penalty kick against Frankie de Jong on that silly foul that he committed on Vitor Roque. And of course, Hansi Flick was very confused about this red card. He did not understand it whatsoever. He spoke about it in the post-match press conference, and this is what the German coach had to say. I don't understand my red card. I didn't say anything to anybody. I had a reaction, something I said to myself. This has never happened to me before. So Hansi Flick explaining that when that penalty kick was called, he did not insult the referee. He did not insult other players. He simply said something to himself. He probably said like, fuck, or something like that. Said something to himself. Referee showed him a red card. And of course, Hansi Flick did not understand why he was being shown the red card. Because again, he wasn't insulting anyone. He wasn't screaming at anyone. He simply was exclaiming to himself. It might have been a language barrier, but nonetheless, the news is that Barcelona will be appealing Hansi Flick's red card. Now, Flick was supposed to be suspended for 2 matches or will be suspended for 2 matches. The one against Leganés and one against Atletico Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. So Barcelona will try to reduce that by appealing the red card because, again, Flick did not scream at anyone, did not insult anyone. He simply exclaimed to himself. The referee decided to show him a red card. Anyways, on to the next news, and this is the big one because it looks like this player will be Barcelona's first signing in the winter transfer market, and it's no other than someone we've been talking about, which is Antonio Cordero. Now, if you don't know who Antonio Cordero is from my previous videos, he's an 18-year-old left winger who currently plays for Malaga. He's considered one of the most promising young talents in all of Spain, and he is also the hero of Malaga because he's the one who scored that goal in that promotion match, which helped Malaga get promoted to 2nd division. His contract expires at the end of the season in the summer of 2025, given that he is, again, one of the most promising young talents in Spain, given that he's the hero of the promotion of Malaga. He was set to renew his contract. Malaga were ready to extend his contract past its expiration. However, the player decided not to renew with Malaga. He ended up hiring Pini Dahabi, which is the same agent as Robert Lewandowski. And now he has made the decision that he wants to come to FC Barcelona. And this, of course, also thanks to the help of Pini Zahavi, who's a very close friend of Jean Laporta. So Antonio Cordero, one of the most promising young talents in all of Spain, who Real Madrid and Ajax tried to convince him not to go to Barcelona, instead to go to their respective clubs, has now decided that he wants to sign for Barcelona at the end of the season as a free agent. Now, you might say, Mo, you said he might be the first signing in the winter, but now you're telling us he's going to come in the summer. Well, here's where the twist is happening, where the more news is happening. It seems that Malaga are willing to let Antonio Cordero go in the winter transfer market for a couple of reasons. A, by letting him go, they would make some money, versus if he leaves in the summer, he leaves for free. And B, kind of to make things a little bit easier on the player, because right now Malaga's fans are not happy that Antonio Cordero doesn't want to renew. He's constantly being whistled at. He's constantly being booed. They're constantly harassing him in the street. And remember, this is an 18-year-old kid. So Malaga are now willing to part ways with him in the winter transfer market. This would mean that they would make some money. It would also mean that the player would leave on good terms, because he would be leaving money in Malaga's treasury. And this, of course, would guarantee or would help Barcelona seal a deal that could potentially slip away. Because even though Antonio Cordero wants to come to Barcelona, again, there's still other clubs like Real Madrid and Ajax who are still whispering in his ear, trying to convince him to change his mind. So Barcelona could end up pulling the trigger and signing Antonio Cordero this winter transfer market for a small fee, rather than having to wait until summer and sign up for free, which again would be ideal because you're not paying anything. But in this way, you would kind of be guaranteeing a signing that could potentially slip away. Anyways, speaking of wingers, speaking of left wingers, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to talk about Dani Rodriguez, because the 19-year-old Barca Athletic left winger is back, and he has come back with a banger. Now, Dani Rodriguez has spent most of the season on injury, but now he is officially back with injury. He played in Barca Athletic's draw 2-2 against Celta Fortuna, and both goals came from Dani Rodriguez, with the first one being an absolute banger. If you haven't seen it, Google it. Dani Rodriguez goal or brace versus Celta Fortuna. He gets the ball outside the box, cuts in the middle, dribbles a defender, boom, puts in a volley in the top left corner. Beautiful, beautiful goal. So Dani Rodriguez is officially back from injury, is back with the banger, which now begs the question, will Hansi Flick call him up to the first team? We know that Flick has been monitoring Dani Rodriguez for quite some time. Of course, he hasn't had the opportunity to see him in action, given his injury that has seen him out for most of the season. And Albert, forgot his last name, Barca Athletics coach, after the match said, I hope Hansi Flick really sees, or tries out Dani Rodriguez. We'll see if that happens. After all, we are in desperate need of a specialist in the left wing, and Dani Rodriguez is a specialist in that left wing. He's a fast player, a dribbler, a goal scorer, and someone who can play on the outside and on the inside. So definitely good news in that regard, that he's back from injury. We'll see if Flick will call him up. And then finally, let's end this video with some good news for one of the former La Masia players, a former Barcelona player, Riqui Puig, because, ladies and gentlemen, he has been crowned as the champion of the MLS Cup with the LA Galaxy after defeating the New York Red Bulls 2-1. So congratulations to Riqui Puig, who, yes, he's not a Barcelona player, but he is an academy player. He was a Barcelona player, so of course, all of our academy players, all of our La Masia products, we always wish them the best in their endeavors. So congratulations to Riqui Puig, and good luck with his next season. Anyways, that is all for this video. We'll be going live in a few minutes, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace.